Hello everyone, MSC with a cheap battle. First of all, I would like to thank my organization mate, Chief Hicks, for the help on this test and to Elite Thumbnails for the amazing work on doing the art for my site. On my last review, I talked about my absolute recommendation for a starter ship and unveiled the Aurora LN as the winner. With its superior loadout, fire-like handling, and cheap price, it made for an easy recommendation because the ship came with everything you needed to get yourself started into doing combat missions and some box deliveries, and it seemed like most of you agree with me. However, reading some of the comments brought to my attention that some of you recommended getting the Avenger Titan over the Aurora LN because of its superior firepower and larger cargo hold. But it's bigger always better in combat in Star Citizen. Let's look at the numbers. The Aurora LN retails at $35, while the Avenger retails at $50. Not a lot, but something that needs to be mentioned. The Titan comes with an impressive endurance power plant, which is the second best size 1 power plant in the game in 3.8. So on paper it seems the Titan should provide the proverbial left hook to the LN's jaw. But in Star Citizen, not this ever in black and white. Like the Constellations, that seems great on paper but disappoints. I will be testing the ship in two ways. One test involves a difficult NPC mission and the other a PvP duel between the Aurora and the Avenger in Arena Commander's Battle Royale. On the first test, the hardest combat mission currently in game, the Mercenary Force to Retake Territory patrol mission that you can take in the Crusader planetary system. I have seen it destroy hammerheads, bring down vanguards and freelancers, but it can be soloed. It depends a lot on the skill of the pilot. On each test, I flew each of the ships 3 times and wrote down the results for the best run. I did not overclock any components, I did not use any missiles, and changed the ballistic gatling to a laser repeater on the Titan to make the test fair. The test concluded as follows. Even though the Titan has more firepower, it finished the mission around the same time as the Aurora. And the Aurora LN died 0 times versus 1 time of the Titan. Also, the Aurora received less damage overall. How is this even possible? Well, in my test I found that the Titan has a shield hole on the cockpit very similar to the one of the Saber. As soon as I took any kind of damage to the front of the ship, the cockpit turned red, resulting in the Titan to get destroyed once. This flaw is huge, and it takes off some major points off the Titan scoreboard. Also, being bigger meant it received more of the enemy fire to the ship, which meant that the Titan shields were down more often than the LNs. The LN dodged fire much better than the Titan thanks to its smaller profile. Also, secure heights on the Aurora seem to recharge faster than the Titan's bulwarks, and the LN's superior speed allowed me to get to the patrol areas quicker. The visibility on the Aurora was noticeably better and did better with angles, especially at the bottom of the screen. On to the next test, the Battle Royale's PvP fight. Since I could not find someone with a Titan in my organization, I instead found someone with an Avenger Warlock. He was asked to equip the same components as the Titan and was asked not to use his EMP since the scope was to test his ship as close to the Titan as possible. The Avenger struggled with its cockpit shield hole and inferior handling. I noticed I was able to keep the Avenger on target longer than he was able to keep me on his target. My opponent had to run away to recharge shields more often than I. In the end, the score told the tale. Aurora LN 15,000 versus 5,300 of the Avenger. So now let's hear the moment of truth. Which one is better, the Aurora LN or the Avenger Titan? The winner is the Aurora LN. At $15 cheaper, the smaller Aurora did not seem to have a shield hole, very visibility, higher top speed and turn rate, and its size allowed it to avoid enemy fire much better. Its higher turn rate allowed it to do both dodge missiles and stay in the tail of the enemy fighters longer. The Avenger is also slower and a bigger target. The Avenger is definitely the better looker. With its space shuttle inspired design, it is nice to look at, and the interior is spacious compared to the Aurora, so it adds to the visual candy. So if you prefer pretty over functional, then the Titan is your ship. If you like this video, please give me a like and a subscribe. And I also love to read and answer to all your comments, so please comment away. Thank you for watching.